G'day everybody and welcome to the House of Mario, the South Australian Nintendo podcast that is backed by a 120 Power Star rating. I'm your host Drew Agnew and the doors to episode 225 are open. This week on the show, we're going to be talking about that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Direct, guessing what Chris Pratt's Mario voice will be, and a little bit more than that. And joining me in the house, once again, it's Bryce DeWitt. Bryce,
hey, how you doing?
It's great to see you, my friend.
Yeah, good man, good. It's a wonderful week.
It is it? Well, that's great. What's made it so wonderful for you?
I just feel like everything's sort of coming together in a lot of ways. I'm starting to get my art bones back and stuff like that, which is nice. Yeah, you know.
That's awesome. Well, what have you been drawing?
No, it's mainly just ideas at the moment. But like, I've actually put my pencil to fucking iPad and actually
Apple Pencil to Apple iPad.
That's right, yeah. And just actually like did some work last night and stuff like that. And I've got like ideas and I've been talking about them today. And then I've got people poking me about things, and it's just good. So I feel like it's been a positive lift this week, as opposed to like it's been busy as shit, but like I feel like it's actually starting to make some sort of a headway now, which is nice.
That's great, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it must be a good week because you've actually been able to come over to my house.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Is like I've managed to find the time, even if we do end up cutting it a bit shorter this week. But yeah, it was good. It's good to actually see you 1 week. 1 week for fucking.
It's nice to see you once in a month, or
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Is like that's how it's been too, though. And like COVID doesn't get any better here at the moment, so it's sort of like playing the safety game and stuff like that. My partner works in health, so it's just like, I don't want to bring little risks to your family.
No, don't you bring any little risks.
Exactly.
I'm already a big risk as it is.
No,
I'm a big walking risk.
A big walking risk. Fuck no, not a big one. Anyway, but yeah, no, it's good to be in the house for this week and just catch up before I pretty much subject myself to staying away again for a bit.
Oh, Bryce, mate, you're leaving me again?
No, I just don't want it. Look, okay, things can happen. I might get you sick. I don't want to do that. Okay.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, we'll just play it by ear and we'll see what happens.
Well, it has been a good week. I was in a really, I don't know, a dangerous mood the other day. I just wanted to splurge on something, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And on Facebook Marketplace, I found a guy selling like a legendary GameCube collection. He's about 10 minutes away, and he has like every notable GameCube game you could think of.
Oh no.
And yeah, well, so I'm telling you here now. And I said to him, I'm like, how much would you sell it for? And he said, it's worth 10 grand. I'll sell it to you for 8. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not dropping 8 grand on GameCube games. It's probably not going to happen. So I said to him, send me a list of some of your games, how much they're worth. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at some titles like Pokemon XD. I know that's a very expensive one, so I'm like, we'll see what his price comes back at. He had WarioWare Inc., the first WarioWare game. What was the second one? Maybe the second one. But I'm like, there's some titles in there. There's Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. I'm like, I would like that one. But when the price list come back, WarioWare apparently was sealed. So that was a $500 game. I'm like, fuck, I'm not spending $500 on WarioWare.
No.
Pokemon XD, I was thinking $200. I'm like, oh fuck. If it's like a perfect condition, I'll spend $200. Comes back, it's $400. Pokemon XD. Paper Mario, it's what you would expect. It's $250. And these are all legit prices, by the way. He's not trying to price gouge, No,
yeah.
But only there was like Metal Gear, the remake of the original Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Twin Snakes. I was like, that'd be cool to get. That's $200. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
so I'm like, it's just, and Nintendo has never re-released these games officially.
Yeah,
like,
so it's
like Wind Waker got obviously a big glow up on Wii U. Mario Sunshine got included in the 3D All Stars. Mm-hmm. But really, these GameCube games haven't got a big glow up, and it's been a generation I've been missing out on a long time. And there's been a game here and there where I've emulated it on PC, but we try not to. We would like to pay Nintendo or the developers for these games. And actually another one, Simpsons Hit and Run. I'm like, I'd love the Simpsons Hit and Run. I played it on PC years ago when it came out.
Did a lot.
I love that game.
I know you do. Yeah, that's fine. You're allowed to love that game.
Yeah, the recording software stopped.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Like we got a backup. I got no idea what the fuck it did that.
Yeah, I don't know either. It seems your mouse is on the thing. Maybe it just malfunctioned.
Maybe. Well, that's why we got backups.
No, well, that's all right. Luckily, we got backups. I just saw it go blue. I'm like, whoop. That's not right. Anyway.
So yeah, this got me thinking. Like, I really want to play some of these games and thinking about like how to put them on an emulator. And it was only the night before I made my very first eBay purchase, like ever. I've never bought anything on eBay.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you sent it to me. Oof.
It wasn't that.
No, what?
So I was sitting down on my MacBook and the number 2 key was stuck. It was going. I'm like, oh, for Christ's sake. So I've done it on my previous MacBook. You can see up there.
Yeah, I was about to ask about that earlier.
You can see up there there's a missing 2 key. So the 2 key was stuck down. I'm like, this is really annoying. So on my previous MacBook, it's pretty easy. It's got, each key has like a little switch. You lift it up and you slide the key up and it unlocks and you take it off, get the dust or whatever the hell was doing that. But it just went poof and it snapped off the little mechanism that attaches it.
No.
And it was a I learned a good lesson last year where my MacBook is very expensive. It's one of the my possessions where I really enjoy using it, and it sort of broke my heart a little bit, but it broke. But last year having like a loss that cannot be corrected, I'm like, well, fucking a 2 key on a MacBook is not a big deal whatsoever. So I found on eBay, someone just sells all the keys. Hopefully it's the correct one. I'm not quite sure, but $13 with express postage. Hopefully it'll be fixed. Pretty simple.
Yep.
But why I've never purchased anything on eBay before is because I never had PayPal.
Right.
And I've got a sort of a system set up where I don't really need the protection of PayPal because I've got a exclusive account for online shopping.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, well, I don't really need one. And I tried to make one time. And I don't know, it seemed too complicated for my high school brain.
It takes a bit, but it is worth it to get your bank attached to a PayPal account, if that makes sense. Because a lot of people can just make one with a card now. You don't actually need to use your bank anymore. But that process of actually attaching your bank to a PayPal account has been infinitely handy.
That's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Well, because it's just like if I can't access my card, I can at least access my PayPal and I can send money to Jade to withdraw money from my PayPal. Does that make sense? I don't have to have my card attached to it. Anyway, yes. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so I was familiar with PayPal, able to just use your card as is. And for a long time since they announced that, I really want a Steam Deck. I'm into PC gaming now. I've got the rig. I've got games on my Steam account. I love handhelds. I was thinking about GameCube games and emulation, looking into videos. That thing does it just perfectly.
It does, yeah.
I'm like, I just wanted this thing just loaded up with every ROM, all my Steam library. I'm like, I want it so bad. But here in Australia, we cannot pre-order it. If you're in the States and you're complaining that you've got to wait till October to get yours or whenever,
tough shit.
We can't even do that. And I was looking into other handhelds that are actually coming out in a couple of months. There's I think it's called the AGNEW. It's a Windows-based handheld device. Looks a lot like a Switch.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I might get that. And I was looking into a pre-order, and I looked into some YouTube videos. Does emulation of GameCube games in particular really bad?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Can barely fucking run them. I'm like, well, that's out the window. Yeah. Just with the Steam Deck, it is optimized to at least do the gaming part well, not just a Windows device, which you could use for your Excel spreadsheets and whatever else. So I'm like, all right, what are these things worth on eBay? So I did my first ever bid for one in the States. It was about $1,400 here in Australia. About would have been $900 US. Bit over that. Lost it. I'm like, okay, no worries. And I ended up buying one. It was a buy now. I'm like, okay. And got to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous with my first eBay purchase. Online, I've only bought from retailers, whether it's EB Games or Amazon. Pretty
reputable sources.
Yeah, if something goes wrong, it's like, well,
they're a company. They have to deal with it.
Yeah, shit happens. But eBay is like just buying it off someone. It was a Steam Deck that's been used for about It says in the description about 20 hours. I'm not too worried about that. So I'd have to muck around with like bids and that. It's coming from Ireland. It's due here in about a month. Very excited about it, but also just like, will it actually come? Will it be a Steam Deck? Will it be just a big box of flour? I don't know.
Do you have a PayPal account?
No.
Okay. All right. You need to get on that next time you do an eBay purchase. But yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So who knows? Within a month's time, will I be playing a Steam Deck? I don't know, but if it comes, I'm going to be very excited.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool.
Yeah,
I think you'll have a good time.
I'm gonna have so much fun with it. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption on PC.
Gorgeous game.
I've only played an hour, so I've got nothing to say about it. But yeah, it looks fucking awesome. Playing on here.
Yep.
And I just like when I play the PC, it's still very much a brand new toy. I just like just jump from game to game to game to game with like Game Pass and stuff like that. See what stuff looks like, what supports widescreen. And I'm finding out all like the PC things that I knew of that I wouldn't like does this game support ultra wide? Yes, it does, but it doesn't actually because it just zooms in and you can't see the UI.
Oh no,
that was I forgot the name of it. It was in Game Pass. It was something Chronicles. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but it just zooms in. I'm like, I can't see the health. I can't see anything, but it looks good until you're like
hardcore mode.
yeah, that's right. You just can't see any of your information.
It's a bit much, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that's the thing. Going to be getting a Steam Deck, and I really do miss sort of like the PlayStation Vita.
Yeah.
Having the Nintendo handheld's always been great, but with the 3DS, I was always jumping between both. They both offered something different, and the Steam Deck offers something that obviously you can't get on the Switch, and the Switch offers a lot that you can't get on the Steam Deck as well.
Yeah.
So very much looking forward to that. Getting into it. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes came out. It's only been out for about 24 hours at the time of recording. I've downloaded it. Going to be playing that. You're not too interested in it, are you? Or
Look, I'm a Muso fan, so I like Muso games.
Yeah.
But I've had my fill for now.
Yep.
I've still got too many to finish. And 3 Hopes is in that category of like, if I buy it, I'm probably not going to finish it for a long fucking time. So I'm just going to leave it for now and just like one day it'll probably drop. Like usually I'm a day in, day one type of person when it comes to like literally any fucking Switch title released that's like a major title. And that even includes the Warriors series. But sorry, I had gas.
it happens to the best of us, my friend.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you drink too much Coke too fast. Yeah, I'm just like at this current point in time, like I've got Xenoblade Chronicles 3 coming up, which we're going to talk about briefly here, like now, and that's going to take up so much of my time. Strikers are still going to put more input into that so that we can talk about it.
Speaking of Strikers, have you played the ranked mode now that the season's on?
No, I haven't yet.
Fuck me, everybody's become
a god instantaneously.
I can't believe it. I don't know where it come from. Did the real good players just decide, all right,
now's the time to play.
Yeah, now's the time to pick up the game. Because before it's like, I feel pretty good. Like you win here, you lose there. But now it's like,
just get absolutely smashed.
I see people with like a win-loss ratio of like 1 loss to 100 wins. And
they could be cheating too.
And they come in and they just go, hey, Drew, lay on my lap and let me slap your ass. And I do graciously lay over their lap and get my bottom slapped.
Oh, no, you poor boy.
And, I spoke a lot of shit about Mario Strikers and I hope the other clubs where I shouted out don't do that to us. But I'll tell you what, some randoms online certainly do. But we are going really well as far as the first season in the club go. We're like at 73 points. A couple of the other clubs are at 0, so they're not even participating. They're seeing the House of Mario FC and just going, well, fuck, let's not bother.
Yeah, I've checked the leaderboards and stuff like that, and I see we're doing well. I see the interactivity that we're getting on the Discord and stuff like that, so well done, guys. You're really kicking butt. I haven't participated yet because I've been a bit busy. I do intend to get some matches before the season's ended, though, so I will be contributing. But
I think you got about 2 days, at least for the first portion.
Yeah. So, like, I'll...
we are going well, though, so we're not desperate
no,
for round 1. Round 2, though, we need everyone who's in the club to get involved.
Yeah, which I will be. It's just been a busy week since the season started, so I've had to sort of, lay it to the wayside, and we still need to talk about it, so we'll have to do some ranked matches soon. regardless of whether it's for competitive reasons or not. So,
Get your head kicked in.
well, that's right. Yeah, I have to get my head kicked in and see how it is.
Jesus Christ. Because I was playing just to, get a bit sleepy before bed. I'm laying in bed. I'll do some matches of Mario Strikers. And it just left. I had to turn off the Switch. I was just like, fuck. It was upsetting me. It really was, Bryce.
Yeah. Really shat yourself.
Nah, yeah, just absolutely pooed the bed. And I guess
Don't need Lucas to do it for you anymore.
Oh no, Lucas is good at that. No, he hasn't pooed the bed yet. I guess talking about the Mario Strikers Club, a big shout out, and this is a part of our Guru Geek Out. Brendan Myers, who is in our Mario Strikers Discord. Well, I guess our Discord is our Mario Strikers, and our Mario Strikers is our Discord. But he has absolutely done some fantastic work in our club, so big shout out to Brendan.
Yeah, he's been killing it.
And he did leave us some feedback for the podcast too, which I really appreciate. Just because Bryce and I, we sit here and we don't know what the fuck you guys are thinking about the show.
Well, that's right, yeah. Feedback is like, it's super fucking important to the actual health of the show, right? Like, no matter what, if you've got feedback, we want it left. Okay? Right at the door, in our letterbox, whatever, I don't give a shit. Give us any feedback you can.
Yeah, just a light knock on the door. Don't be too loud. We got babies. We got kids sleeping, but a light little knock. Hey, we got some feedback in the letterbox. Just letting you know. Because I was a little bit unsure. We had a massive episode last week. I'm like, fuck, is it too long? Because some people complain about it, some people don't.
Yeah, that's right.
And I know from my point of view, there's a few podcasts where if I see that it's 4 hours, I'm like, yes. Like, I fucking love it.
Yeah, because it gives you content to listen to all day.
That's right. And
which I get.
I also know some people in our Discord are like, guys, why do you have a 3 hour episode?
Yeah.
And I think it just comes down to,
sorry, go on. I'll have that input though.
Yeah. It just comes down to what your routine is in your day. You might only want a 15-minute podcast because you've got a 15-minute commute to work, or you might be able to listen to podcasts at work and you want the longest show as possible. And I know for me, sometimes I'm like, well, I've got a day to fill in. I'm going to listen to a 4 hour podcast, and sometimes I don't have a day to fill in. I'll listen to a half an hour podcast. And we can't be it for everyone.
I think people are very concerned about supporting everybody that they can. Like the people that do complain about lengthy stuff. I think there's always
you
supporting.
Want to hear me complain about length?
Listen to this man. It is very much down to, there are plenty of other people that want to support as well, and sometimes sitting on that 3 hour mark, that's a little bit much, and they're not always going to be able to fit it all in. Obviously, everybody's going to be different, and I think like hitting a middle ground when it comes to time to content can be very difficult. You'll get a lot of people that talk for hours, but might be talking about the same thing over and over and over again and can't really get out of a loop, and then it just becomes sort of stagnation, or you talk way too quick and you don't manage to get out everything that you need to. But finding an actual middle ground where that works can be extremely difficult, and I think like sometimes episodes need to go longer, and then sometimes episodes can be cut short. But being able to find that in the moment can be difficult for literally any content creator.
Of course, yeah.
I did the same thing in streaming too, actually. It's like sometimes I have a 6 hour stream and I'm like, why the fuck did I even do that last 2 hours? I hardly talked, I hardly fucking interacted, I did fuck all.
Yeah, like as far as this podcast goes, this is a hobby of ours, and if the show needs to go 3-4 hours and Bryce and I are enjoying it, we'll do it.
Yeah, that's right.
If it needs to go for 45 minutes, like it probably will today because Bryce has to go home to his family, that's going to happen as well.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it all comes down to personal schedules, comes down to topics at hand, and it comes down to how we're feeling. And that's like the three major things in like deciding our episode lengths.
It comes down to if Bryce can fit a big long one in. That's what it comes down to.
If I can fit a big long one in, I'll fucking put a big long one in.
You'll put it right in. You'll wedge it in.
Fucking sausage.
You'll wedge in that big long one.
You fucking sausage.
Oh. Nah, just you can only cop a short one today.
Yeah, only a short one. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Can't take a long one.
No. Anyway. But yeah,
not after last week.
Brendan, he said on... No, yeah, you copped the big... You're healing. You're healing from the 3 hour episode, aren't you? Brendan, he said, I just finished a 3-hour episode and I don't know why one would complain about it being too long. And I asked him, so you don't mind a longer episode? And he went on to say, no, especially since you didn't over talk about any one subject, and I appreciate the stories you did tell that weren't shared on any other podcast that I listened to. And I think I appreciate that because I put a lot of sort of effort into bringing up sort of topics that I think big Nintendo fans would care about. We're not a podcast that talks about every bit of PlayStation, Xbox, PC, whatever news. So we get down to the nitty gritty Nintendo news, and that's what we made the podcast for. Big Nintendo nerds.
We're big Nintendo nerds, but we're also very personal about our history with Nintendo, and like ourselves and our like combined history with Nintendo. Like even just like the time we spent in childhood fucking playing shit tons of WarioWare and stuff like that, and then having stories about that or what have you. Like we try to bring our own personal things to the podcast as well, and I think it makes for more interesting content rather than just, here's what Nintendo did today. What do you think? It's just like, poop. Okay. Oh. You know, it's one of... It's one of those things. It's just like if we have the ability to like spice it up and like, you know, have a joke around or have a chat about it, I think we're both more than willing to do it. And
I hope so. We're just like, nah,
well, don't want to
talk about that on the podcast.
You would be surprised. Like, I mean, you listen to more podcasts than I do. Some people are just straight down to business, and that's all they care about. Do you know what I mean? And like,
personally, none of the ones I listen to do that. But
no, but you would have heard.
That's why I listen to them.
But you would have heard podcasts before that are like that, and you kind of just like, you don't really, you know, you like having a personality to put to the show. You know what I mean? And I think like both of us understand that from a full perspective, and it's sort of the same thing. It's the same energy that now that I've learnt from podcasting that I take into my streams and stuff like that. I put my whole effort into it, or you know, at least even if I'm feeling low energy, I try to put myself out there and sort of bring my personality to my content. And you know, I've got to thank podcasting for that, because like that's something that we've learnt over the years to do, and not so much. You know, it's learnt behavior. It's not something you can naturally just sort of bring to the table 100%. You're going to get it right every time. When we started out, we were very nervous about everything we fucking did. And we were doing it on shitty hardware, you know. And now we're big old professionals. We're going to fucking our nice little setup here at the Drew house, and then, you know, I've built little things to make online a little bit easier, and make things podcasting from my end a little bit easier if I ever have to take over for the show for the week. And it's all about that build, you know, that slow build up and getting to where you are. So the fact that we have the setup that we do now, and the experience we do now, and the stories we can tell, and like all that stuff, I think that's positive, and that's why we get together every week, so we can be that entertaining.
Hopefully we do.
Well, when we can. Obviously, it's been, you know, we said before coming into this year that like things would probably be a little bit harder and stuff like that, and you know, our general community has always been understanding that, you know, they've especially been understanding with me because I've been away from the show more than you have, which I thank sincerely. But you know, things change, and as time passes on, sometimes we get more responsibilities, sometimes we free up, and it's one of those scenarios where I wish I could be free every fucking day to do a podcast. But
yeah, well, I was expecting Lucas to be at university by now, but yeah, he's not even crawling yet. God, he's a responsibility. Oh, I didn't expect that.
How much sleep did you expect to be getting before Lucas?
Like while Lucas is around.
So when before Lucas came out and you had a baby in your household, were you like, oh, I'm just never going to sleep? Or you're like, oh no, I think I'll be okay.
No, I was like, nah, fuck, my sleep is going to be.
And is it that way?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So
yes,
you know exactly what I mean then, right? Yeah. Like it changes when a baby comes into the picture sometimes, like, you know. Yeah. I love coming here and seeing your adorable little mushroom, all right? He's a cute little kid.
Oh, he's got a little teddy bear like onesie now. It's like the cuteness is ridiculous. Like
he's an adorable kid,
and like hugging him, it's like he feels like a big teddy bear, and his little face is popping out his hood. I'm like, God, Christ Almighty, what?
He is a cute.
Why are you so cute?
He's such an incredibly cute kid.
Yeah,
and you know, I love seeing him and stuff like that, but I also don't want to like get here and then fucking make a hassle for Chantel with waking him up, or you know. stuff like that. So it's very crucial that we find the right time. And like right now is like the absolute epitome of like the perfect time to record a podcast.
That's why I'm being a bit louder.
Well, that's right. Yeah, exactly. We are in the house alone, and that is fucking fantastic. That is fantastic. We can talk about it. But the only problem is we do have like a time limit today, so it's sort of like, well, at least we can just be loud and stupid for 45 minutes, and we can call that a podcast episode. Hopefully, we will just make up the rest of it with energy. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Energy!
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah. But actually talk about Nintendo. That was it. Yeah, so thank you very much, Brendan Myers.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you. The feedback is always appreciated. If you have any other feedback, feel free to fucking leave it. Absolutely.
Apple Podcasts. I like Drew from Broof. 5 stars.
Well, Apple Podcast review or fucking, and then leave suggestions in the Discord or what have you. We've got plenty of ways for you to contact us. So, it's, wherever we are.
The moon. All right, let's move on to some news, Bryce.
No.
Really nothing went on this week, but we'll talk about it anyway.
Yep.
Woohoo! Yeah! Pika, pika! Is that all?
I fight for my friends.
Yahoo!
My body is still
All right, so if you're a big bloody nerd, you would be really excited that an Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Direct happened. 20 minutes of goodness diving into the game.
Fucking Xenoblade nerds. Couldn't be me.
Look, I'm not a Xenoblade nerd, but can I sit here and say that I'm not a nerd? I've been diving deep into Legends Star Wars. I've bought 2 Star Wars books to start reading. I'm installing Lego Star Wars as we speak on my PlayStation 5.
Oh,
I cannot speak shit about Xenoblade 3 because I'm going to be playing that anyway.
yeah, of course, yeah.
So, look, no hard feelings. But Bryce, very excited about this game. This is one of your most anticipated games, I'd say, isn't it?
But yeah, and especially for this year, this is one of my most anticipated games for Switch, let alone. I was already anticipated for the second game, but now knowing what's coming in the third game and what I've had to speculate for the last like fucking 4 years, 5 years, whatever the fuck it is now, I'm very excited for this to come out. And I'm surprised it's a month away. That absolutely blows me away. A month.
Oh, yeah. You don't have long. You'll be playing this. I'll be playing Steam Deck. It'll be good.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't you hate it that you're always looking like you see your release date, then you're just like, no, what do I do for a month?
Well, it's not even that. It's my bewilderment. It's coming out so quick. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I can't believe it's only next month, especially since it got pushed, forward 2 months. So it's going to be here earlier than what it was originally sort of intended. I'm just like, holy shit, that's so close.
So if you're really looking forward to this game, you would have already checked out the Direct. If you haven't yet, we'll recap a little bit. But honestly, Bryce has basically stayed away from the Direct. He's just kind of like, he wants to play. He wants the experience when he finally jumps into it. And I'm a little bit the same with Pokemon at the moment too. I really don't really...
You're not too interested in following the news.
Yeah. We don't have to. We will speak about it at length when it's in our hands.
That's what it was for me. It was sort of like I said to you before the show, you're like, oh, well, I was relying on you for that, you big fucking nerd. And I'm like, look, man, I've been saying to myself, yeah, I should probably watch that. But then I'm like, nah. And I couldn't figure out why, but I'm starting to realize it's probably just because I want the raw experience. I don't really want the information. The first trailer for this game had already revealed way more than enough. A single image has revealed way more than enough that I need to know.
The box art.
The box art literally reveals everything. I'm just like, okay, all right, I already know what's happening in this game. It's exactly what I envisioned at the end of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that was going to happen. That's it. Okay? I don't really want to know any more than that. I know what to expect. So I'm kind of trying to stay a little bit further away from it than usual. You know what? I'll probably break in the next month leading up to the actual thing, and I'll be like, all right, I have to watch this through.
Oh yeah, the hype will build.
The hype will yeah. But right now, I don't really need that hype. Do you know what I mean? So I haven't watched it.
It's a bit like with Pokemon Legends Arceus. There was like no information on that game until like the leaks came out like 2 weeks before. Like I didn't know anything about that game apart from you running around, and I would have loved if that last tiny bit of marketing didn't happen before the game.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
You don't know like this area's there and like whatever it is as you're going through the game. So
yeah.
I hope you do get through it and you just like all of this information is relatively new to you. But A lot of the direct, it went through like the character classes, the mechanics, all of the stuff you can expect from the game. A few of the characters and all of that, and all the characters you can select like different jobs and that for them, what you would expect from a big in-depth JRPG. Supports amiibo, so any amiibo will work, give you items. But Shulk's amiibo, if you have that one in your pantry somewhere, you'll be able to tap it on your Switch and get the Monado on the main character, which I can't remember. I think, was it Clive? No, I'm thinking about Final Fantasy.
Clive. Fucking Clive from Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm actually looking forward to playing that. But
the main character, anyway. I did read a little bit of a roundup there just before the show to get me caught up with some of the little stuff, because I know that people were still upset about like expansion pass already being pre-orderable and just shit like that.
that's okay though. Look,
we've had to deal with it with Nintendo for ages. I don't know why.
I think Xenoblade has shown that like the most recent DLC has been extremely worth it.
Yeah.
So like, it's had a good, just like, hey, look, there's a $45 expansion. Have fun in next year sometime.
It's not even
That's
just
fine.
that, but it was like additional endgame challenges and stuff like that as well, which was great. Everything about Xenoblade 2's was awesome.
Everyone's acting like they've included NFTs or something, and it's like, it's just an expansion pass. That's a good thing for games usually.
It is, yeah.
Unless they're like chopping off some of the main game and portioning it out, which I don't think is the case here.
No. With Torna, okay, so they had two mini unlocks for DLC, which was like challenge battles and stuff like that. They added in like extra blades, new quests and stuff like that over time, which was fantastic. It was really good. But then also you had Torna in the Golden Country. Well, Torna the Golden Country. And that was the main meat. That was the whole reason you bought the expansion pass in the first place, and everybody loved it. Everybody who played Xenoblade Chronicles 2 loved Torna in the Golden Country. And I still need to fucking finish that. So, like, here's the thing, is like leading up to it, I've left myself a bit of Xenoblade content to do in the next 4 weeks. I've got to finish Futures Rewritten, which is the one they attached to Xenoblade Chronicles HD, and I need to finish Torna. So I've got a little bit of time to spend with Xenoblade before I go into 3 and then just like really dig into the meat of it, because I'm missing a little bit of story there. I've purposely kind of left it for a while until like I'm absolutely ready to go back to it, but now it's sort of coming up to it. I'll definitely be ready for it.
Now you've left, you're like, fuck, I've got to move now.
I don't think they're 100% necessary, because I think those actual stories, obviously Torna in the Golden Country is a prequel to 2. It's 2 lore, and Futures Rewritten is, I'm pretty sure, like an actual like look into what's sort of happening next, or sort of like on the butt end of like, what I can't talk about it because it's spoilers, and if people are actually interested in the series,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a look into things that are going to happen. There's a reason it's called Futures Rewritten. Anyway, so that content there, yeah, it's good for me. And I think like the expansion pass, Torna in the Golden Country, was a perfect example of a beautiful DLC that acted as it was sold as its own separate game. And I love that can be a thing. The first game I ever experienced did that was Red Dead, and that was with Undead Nightmare, and I thought it was fucking genius. Like, you didn't have to have the base game. You didn't even have to care about the base game at all, but you could still buy the DLC separately as its own game at a cheaper cost, and play it like that. And you just have fun with that. And if you don't like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but you liked how Xenoblade the Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country worked, you could just play Torna the Golden Country.
Even if you would just want a 20-hour JRPG and not a 80-hour?
Yeah. And that was like what happened with Red Dead Undead Nightmare, and it's why it's so depressing they haven't made an Undead Nightmare 2 yet. But like, do you know what I mean? I think that's fucking awesome. And like, it's only the cost of what the expansion pass is worth. They're not charging you anything extra to buy it separately. You can just buy it separately and play it like that, which I think is brilliant. I think it's great.
Yeah, so pretty cool. So it's $45 here in Australia and $50 in New Zealand. I believe it's $30 in the United States. So cool. I'm pretty happy it's got an expansion pass. Like this thing where like I'd rather they just say, hey, we're planning on supporting the game up front.
Yeah.
Rather than a couple of months later being, hey, look, we're also doing DLC. It's like, well, just tell us to start off with. And like the real big fans will be like, yeah, I'll just pre-order the DLC straight away. Here's my money, Nintendo. This will make your financial results look a bit better, even though the content's not in my hands yet. That's awesome.
You got me, mate.
You got me by the balls. Sam, anything else you'd like to say about Xenoblade before we move on?
No, not really. All I really have to say is that for those of you who have been spruiked interest in Xenoblade Chronicles as a series with 3 coming out, know that this is the end of a saga, but that saga's not exactly written in a way that forces you to play the first 2 to get a general understanding of what's going on. They are infinitely their own stories, but they are interconnected in subtle ways, or sort of, I guess, through characters and stuff like that. But they're all going to get introduced as new characters in the game, like to a new person anyway. But a lot of people are going to, who have played the rest of the games, are going to look at that and they're just going to be like, oh, that's that character. And like that is the beauty of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, and 3. I think is that you don't really need to know, but you will get a lot more flavor context if you play them first as a fan.
Yeah,
so,
I notice a lot of JRPGs actually do that. Like,
yeah,
they don't make it like, look, this is going to be just continuing on the story straight away. But
yes,
like I know, like the Atelier series, I've been looking at like, what should I play first? What do I need to play in a certain order? It's very much just like, no, pick up wherever you want. But if you start with this one and you continue on, you will notice this person, that person, and you will see their journey going on. So when we do get around to doing like a review discussion on this, obviously, you're the big fan.
Yes.
Your opinion matters the most. But I'm going to come from the perspective of being like, I'm just playing this game for what it is. I don't really know that much. I played 10 hours of Xenoblade Definitive Edition, but I haven't really touched 2 apart from the starting sort of a tutorial.
Yep.
So I guess that's going to be my position. I'm sure there's a lot of people in that position too where it's like, can I play this game? It looks cool, but I haven't played the other 2.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't want to spend 200 hours playing that before I play this.
Yes.
So I think that's a sort of available opinion. Dan.
We'll be having a very good discussion about the differences, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we'll keep that in mind.
So moving on, this is just a little bit from Splatoon 3. There's been a brand new single release, Bryce, Off the Hook. I only listened to it before we recorded this show, but we'll play a little bit for the audience, see what they think. Nintendo, don't come and sue us. If you do, we got no money, so waste of your time. But they put on Twitter that while on tour, Off the Hook seems to have scouted a few new members as reformed as an act calling itself Damp Socks Feet. Off the Hook. Listen to the new hot single, Candy Coated Rocks. So this is that new single, Bryce. Oh.
Weird.
Where's that coming through there for? That's weird.
Strange.
Yeah. Well, that didn't work how I wanted it to, but yeah. Oh, maybe you can't hear it. I don't know if it comes through the microphone or not. Why did it come through the speaker? Should it come through there?
I have no idea.
I know, Bryce. We've got to go to the old settings here.
Oh, no, Drew. Not the settings.
The settings.
Boy.
Oh, it's coming through that.
Oh,
Can't even see the roadcaster there. I think the roadcaster's just...
Oh, shit.
Don't know what's going on. All right, well,
yeah, you can look at Candy Coated Rocks on Nintendo's Twitter. That was, you heard a bit of it through the speakers across the other side of the room.
Well, that was meant to be flawless, but
GG.
Maybe that's why it wasn't recording on the computer anymore, because the roadcaster just disconnected.
I did notice there was an error there. It said disk is too slow.
What disk?
Yeah, so I have a feeling either you're either fucking too much shit open on your MacBook, or your disk is filling up.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. You'll have to look into it. Lots of technical problems today, but that's okay.
Yeah, well,
you can go check out that on Twitter. They've got the song up there for you to listen to.
It's a banger song anyway. It sounds really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Some people in our Discord were sort of popping off last night saying that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The whole point was to listen to that song, but I guess that didn't happen there.
Can't now.
All right, I'm going to crack my third cider.
All right.
Look,
Delicious.
I haven't had a baby night in a long time. So got the Bryce over, the podcast out, the microphone's on.
Well, baby's going to be home in 25 minutes, mate. So you better get drinking.
My baby. I'm also dying.
All right. Would you like me to speak then?
Hey, you can do one story. I don't mind, Bryce, at all.
Oh, one story. You may have one.
I'll give you one little measly story.
So we got Nintendo Australia hosting Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AUNZ Winter Open with IRL prizes up for grabs.
Oh wow!
In real life, holy shit! Nintendo.
Those shirts would be fucking sick.
They
though.
are nice.
Oh
They
my
are
God.
nice shirts. Nintendo's announced another official Super Smash Bros. Tournament, and this time there's real life prizes up for grabs. The top 10 players will take home a bunch of swag, but even if you're not a winner, 40 randomly selected players will also be in the chance to get some swag. If you just want to play for fun and don't care about the prizes, even just having a go will get you 50 platinum points to spend on the My Nintendo store. The tournament takes place on July 2nd from 2 to 4 AEST. Head to Nintendo's site for more details. So what date is that? That 2nd of July. Let's double check that, shall we? 2nd of July.
So just for like,
It's a Saturday. So if you've got plans on your weekend, fucking forfeit them because you've got Smash to play.
so
I definitely won't be participating because I'll be at work.
yeah, well, I'll participate just so I'm in the chance to win this shirt. So they're showing some shirts here which look really cool. They're basically like esports Super Smash Bros. Shirt with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AUNZ Winter Open 2022. And I just wish they would sell them actually. Like, I would buy one off the My Nintendo store.
I absolutely would too, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be absolutely awesome. I would love one of them. So I know that I'm not good enough to win a tournament, so I will spend my money.
You have my money.
Have to do what I did with the Steam Deck. Just like, I'll pay you a bit extra if you win me a shirt. I'll scalping prices.
Yeah, good old scalping prices.
So next up, we got a little bit of a tidbit from Chris Pratt, everybody's favorite Mario voice actor, as we all know him from Guardians of the Galaxy, The Office. No, it's Parks and Recreation.
Parks and
wasn't
Rec,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't the fucking Office. Been watching The Office.
It's close enough.
Yeah. It is, there's an Office involved.
They're very similar shows.
Yeah. Anyway, Chris Pratt, he says that his voice in the Mario movie is unlike anything you've heard in the world of Mario before.
It looks like he's really threatening Mario in that picture with a plasma gun up to his face.
Yeah, so we have a picture here from My Nintendo News, and Chris Pratt from Guardians of the Galaxy is holding one of his lasers, guns against Mario's head. That's a bit of a scary Photoshop there. I'm a bit worried, actually.
I'm going to kill you, Mario.
But it's a weird little tidbit, from Chris Pratt. We all sort of assume, like, is he just going to be...
Sorry, you said Chris from Chris Pratt. Anyway, yes.
These drinks are starting to go to my head.
Go.
I love Chris from the Chris Pratt series.
Oh, I love Chris Pratt from Chris Pratt.
From the Chris Pratt discography of films. He's got a good head on his shoulders, that man.
Oh, good old Chris Pratt.
So yeah, I don't know what do you say this? So he's quoted for saying, "I worked really closely with the directors and trying a few things and landed on something that I'm really proud of and can't wait for people to hear," Pratt said. "It's an animated voiceover narrative. It's not a live action movie." Imagine if it was, that'd be great. "I'm not going to be wearing a plumber suit running all over. I'm providing a voice for an animated character, and it is updated and unlike anything you've heard in the world, in the Mario world before."
Well, look, there's only one way it could go, really. It could be Brooklyn Mario or Brooklyn Mario or Brooklyn Mario.
Well, so
Here's the problem. Too
that's-
many toasters.
I honestly think it's just going to be Chris Pratt. Like, the whole thing of like Nintendo wanting Chris Pratt in the movie is because it's Chris Pratt. It sounds like Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt is worth a lot of money. People are going to see it because they see Chris Pratt's name. It's going to be all over the marketing. To people like us, we like Mario, and he just, "Woo, hey, woohoo!" And the idea of like just Chris Pratt just speaking, it's going to be ridiculous. But
Where's Charles?
But the whole thing with like the Uncharted movie, like you know, gamers, we've been playing Uncharted for years and years. And then Tom Holland, he's playing Nathan Drake. It's like, Tom Holland looks fucking nothing like Nathan Drake.
No, Mark Wahlberg was more of a Nathan Drake than he is.
Mark Wahlberg would have actually been like a very smart casting of Nathan Drake. But Marky Mark was like not a Sully whatsoever.
No, yeah.
And I haven't seen the movie. It's coming to Netflix apparently in July, so I'll watch it then. I wanted to go and see the movie, and Chantel actually said, I like Tom Holland. I like Marky Mark. I would like to watch it. She doesn't know Uncharted. She's not like, oh, look, Naughty Dog, that's a premier fucking video game developer. And oh, God.
Pristine. Got under my porticini.
I really enjoyed the moment in Uncharted 2 when like you're climbing up the train and it's like fucking video games are art. She doesn't give a shit.
It's like a good prosciutto. Anyway, yeah.
But she was like, I like those actors. I would like to see the movie. And it's probably the same with this.
Yeah.
A lot of the actors like, you know, Seth Rogen, Donkey Kong.
Put weed in the bananas, Mario. Anyway.
So I put this in here being like, what is Mario going to sound like? So he's got a Chris Pratt. He's been cooking up some delicious goodness. What is he going to voice Mario as?
Bowser, you stole my spaghetti for the last time. I'm Chris Pratt. I mean Mario.
Oh, shit.
Shit, I fucked the voice line. Anyway.
So he can't do the Brooklyn one because, look, that's been established in the world of Mario before. Chris Pratt, he has something really great up his sleeve. I'm really anticipating it.
Tortellini fettuccine.
And he can't, look, it's 2022. He can't be like, it's me, an Italian.
No.
So like, you can't do that. Like Italians, they're like, oh, you can't pay us.
It's me, an Italian. Wow. Jesus.
No, so you can't do that. That'd be a bit unusual.
I miss Charles already.
He's just gonna put like a big gruff accent. I'm Mario.
Listen, I'm Mario.
Mario, how you going?
I'm here to plumb your pipes.
I've watched a film where Mario said that exact line.
It wasn't that one.
It wasn't that one.
Oh boy. You have to remember, Nintendo owned 2 Mario-related porn parodies.
They own them?
They owned them, yeah.
Oh.
They sued them and took the rights from them, so they owned them.
And why are they not on the eShop? Hey, why can't I buy them?
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Please.
You don't sell GameCube games. You don't sell the Mario porn parodies you own. Just give us some Nintendo.
You're absolutely horrible at restocking Amiibo.
During the Wii U era, I was just like, where are the games? You could have put up the porn parodies.
Where were my Game Boy Advance video porn parodies?
You can imagine that just as like, oh, we got no games, but it's 2016.
Oh, fuck.
We'll just put out some video content we've got.
Mr. Miyamoto, we need new things for the Game Boy Advance video feature. All the kids are biting up the Pokemon. What do we put on there next? How about the porn parody?
That'll sell gangbusters.
Oh my god! You just got like people like hiding in their like their closets with, and they're like flip open their Game Boy.
Yes. Oh god.
The Game Boy SP.
It's like the Pamela Anderson sort of whole debacle where, you know, her porn video got leaked. People are putting it on VHSs. It's very much the same, but they're putting Mario porn parodies onto little Game Boy cartridges and selling them on the black market.
Oh dear. Oh no.
Yeah. Anyway, Chris Pratt, he's got something cooking up, and God, we're excited, aren't we?
Oh bloody hell, Chris.
April next year, we'll be able to be like, oh look, Mario sounds like a bloody champ.
What a champ.
What a bloody champ.
What a champ.
All right, that's all the news. What a bloody week that was.
Yeah, what a bloody week. What a bloody week.
You got some real, just in-depth news and information out of us this week.
This is a good episode, actually, because we've just allowed to been stupid the entire time.
Look.
And that's great.
Look, like last week, you know, we put a couple of news sort of weeks into one, and there's like a lot of like in-depth stuff like, oh, there's a leaked sort of 1-2 Switch sequel, and there's a lot of interesting information out of Nintendo, which we don't typically get. But this week, got the beers out, no news. Bryce is in-house fucking let's have some fun.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
But while we're having some fun, Bryce, let's move on to the Red Coin releases, because there's a massive sale on at the moment too, which I'm getting to go through and see what's going on.
All right.
All right, so starting off, Bryce, we've got some, I guess, release dates for some games you might be interested in. No Man's Sky is coming to Nintendo Switch on October 7th. Go and check that out if you're interested. We're getting a cloud version of Plague Tale Requiem, which is coming out October. We don't get cloud versions here, so we don't really give a shit. Pokemon Snap is now available on the Nintendo Switch online expansion. Yeah, Bryce, got a yes out of Bryce for that one. So that'd be cool. Go and check that out on your subscription.
It's a good game. It's a good game.
It is a good game.
I know what to tell you.
Fall Guys. The first one that came out this week is a free-to-play game, and we probably all recognise Fall Guys. A big game that exploded on PC and PlayStation Plus last year. It was a big one.
Yes, it did.
But the Switch version, it seems to be a little bit lackluster.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah. And you can imagine, like, you know, so many players jumping around at once. It's like, oh, fuck, that's a bit much for the Switch. But honestly...
It shouldn't be.
If you just have a Switch, it'll be fine, but definitely a title you probably want to go and check out on other platforms.
If it's free literally everywhere else now. You might as... Yeah.
Yeah, it's free everywhere, so... Honestly, from what I saw, like all the other players, they were moving at probably 3 frames. Like they just they're like robots, and like you can still play it. Like I don't know if that's gonna inhibit you from winning any of the games, but it just looks.
Well, the other players have physics, so it could.
Yeah. I haven't played it yet. I've got it downloaded. Apparently, that's all I do on Switch is download things. With Fire Emblem and Fall Guys.
You poor man. Never the time. Never the time.
Yeah, well, you know, we're recording this on the weekend. My time is now.
Yeah, fair enough. I got you.
By the time this comes out, I might be a champion at Fall Guys, and I'm like, tell you what, boys, Switch version was great. I doubt it. ElecHead, if you guys recognize this from the Indie World presentation a month or so ago. And it's out for $14.50, and it includes shocking puzzles that'll spark your imagination. In a world, let me zoom in a bit there. I can barely see it. Enshrouded by darkness, deep inside a factory, the light of hope still shines. Oh, thank God! Poor ElecHead. ElecHead, you play as Elec, as a small robot on a mission to bring light back to the world. When Elec touches walls, floors, platforms, switches, and more, he makes electricity run through them, activating them. So I'm actually looking forward to this. I was sort of like eyeing it off on Steam, honestly. It's been there for a little while, but very sort of simple puzzle game. Nice, kind of looking like Game Boy-ish looking graphics. Yeah, in some ways. Kind of similar to Box Boy, if you're familiar from HAL Laboratory. Just simple puzzles, working out how the mechanics work. Looks pretty cool. And a pretty good price too, $14.50. Check it out honestly, put it on your wish list. Yeah. Wreakfest, which is for $59.95. I don't know much about this game, but I was talking to someone on Twitter and they said it was really good on Switch. And I noticed...
Vibes.
Yes, and it was... it's included on Xbox Game Pass, so that is downloaded onto my PC, which I'm excited to get into.
Yeah, I'm going to go have a look at that.
So very much Demolition Derby sort of inspired game, and I remember playing Demolition Derby on Nintendo 64, really enjoying it. That played on my laptop at school. Played it a fair bit when I probably shouldn't have been. So yeah, you can check that out, but maybe not for $60.
See when it goes on sale.
That's a wish list game for me. Sonic Origins also came out. Includes a lot of the classic Sonic games, which is pretty cool. This is I'd probably like to pick it up eventually.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, a $60 pickup for me is just it's not going to happen.
No, that's right.
But yeah, the original Sonic games, I'm pretty keen to check them out.
Yep.
And of course, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. You can get it for $80 on the Australian eShop. There is a demo for it if you want to go and check it out. I downloaded the demo and I was like, I remembered my days of Octopath Traveler where I played the demo for 3 hours, and that was like a month before the game came out. When the game comes out, I'm like, I go back into the game and I pick up from where I was. Where the fuck am I?
Yeah, you've just lost yourself.
I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, there's honestly no point. I'm playing Fire Emblem. I may as well just start it when I can continue through as long as I want.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, they're the eShop sort of releases this week. But also there's a massive sale on as well. And personally for me, there's a few of the Trilogy Deluxe packs for the Atelier series I'm interested in picking up. They're 30% off, so keen to check them out. It's kind of weird with the Atelier series because every sale there's like one game on sale. And they're sort of spread out. They're not always on sale. Mm-hmm. And a few months ago, Steam had a sale and all the Atelier games were on sale all at once.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mind it that they spread them out because if like a sale comes up and I notice they're all on sale, I'm like, fuck, am I going to have to spend $300 to get them all while they're on sale? Like the pressure's there. I'm like, fucking Jesus.
It's not fucking happening.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah.
The pressure's there, but it's not fucking happening.
So, you know, Koei Tecmo, Nintendo, they're doing me a bit of a solid handshake there. Look, mate, just give us your cash, but spread it out throughout the year. That's all right. Apart from that, there's heaps of games on sale. So I would bring out my Switch, but the eShop is so slow to load.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's getting disgusting, Bryce.
It is not just the eShop, but like during sale time. It's also fucking Steam. Steam at the moment is so fucking horrific to try and
Steam
load
is
right
too.
now.
I was going to say
Steam sales are on.
Well, yes, but Steam is still a lot faster than what the eShop's doing.
Yeah, you say that, but I had trouble loading the shop last night to buy a fucking game that was 89 cents. So
They really need to work it out because literally
the catalog's so big it's fuck the shop. Yeah.
But this is the point when you get my money.
That's right.
Like you do all the marketing, you do the development of the games, you do all this and that. This is literally the point, the end point where it's like, this is the payoff for you. This is old Drewy coming up to you with his credit card, being like, "Oh look, I'm never going to play this, but I would like to download it."
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Listen, I'm just a fan of wasting internet data.
Look, I'm signed up to Dodo. I may as well fucking download a terabyte of data.
Might as well kill the bird with my data.
That's kind of what Game Pass is like.
So you're the reason my internet went down the other day.
It could have been. I filled up a hard drive on my PC recently, so it could have. I've had my PC going for 2 days downloading stuff.
Nice.
So, yeah, it could have been.
Could have been.
So yeah, go and check out those games. Actually, a pretty big week for the eShop. Free stuff.
Go have a
awesome
look.
indie stuff. A big game from Nintendo. So go and check it out.
You are most likely to save money somewhere if you've been looking for something. So you might as well go have a look.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, Bryce, we know you're on a time limit.
We've passed that limit, mate. I've got to get going now. I've got to go run and get my shoes off and dash, mate. I've got to go to the shop and get stuff for dinner. Shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll wrap up the show. Everybody, thank you very much for listening to episode 225 of The House of Mario. I'm enjoying my ciders very much, and I will continue to as Bryce leaves.
You got a son in 5 minutes, so you better drink all of them pretty quick.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, it did take long, did it?
Nah. Oh well.
Welcome to parenthood.
Until next time, guys. We'll catch you later. Au revoir. The House of Mario, a Nintendo podcast, is lovingly crafted and recorded in the southeast of South Australia. The show is produced and hosted by me, Drew Agnew, and my co-host is Bryce DeWitt. If you enjoy my work here and on my other podcasts, Encore at the House of Mario, A Drew Story, and Crackin' Furfies, help spread the word by sharing us with a mate or leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you would like the show further support and help me achieve my goal of freeing up 1 working day a week to spend more time refining and creating podcasts, please consider checking out patreon.com/iDrewby, where for only $1 you get access to my secret recordings, where I share everything behind the scenes. A big thank you to the legend Deejaayy for supporting the content at the podcast producer level on Patreon. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.